Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Darkness Games. We're back with another modless video. Today we have Quests and Adventures. Now I don't want to spoil any of these for you, so instead of showing you straight up gameplay of everything that happens in it, what I'm going to do is show you some of the background, just a very little bit of it, say to you what it says in the description real quick, some of the features, and then I'll give my personal opinion on it. The first mod we're coming up on today is called The Code. A strange broadcast pinpoints the location of 3 strangers in the Commonwealth, tangled up with an itinerant building in the heart of Boston. Make friends or enemies, explore and discover as you guide them to their destination. That was the quote from the mod, and I'm just going to read off some of the features now. Various new locations to explore, roughly 20 quests, several with multiple solutions for completion, and some with unique rewards. 3 voice companions with full affinity, including romance options, perks, companion quests, and reactive dialogue. Over 3,000 unique lines spread out across nearly 50 NPCs. The way this little mod starts, I love it. You hear something on the radio, it's a little beeping, Morse code, aka the code. Then it takes you to this building. It's awesome. I love to explore. It's very funny. The companions are very good. The enemies are somewhat unique, I'd say. The new destinations are awesome, and I fully suggest this mod. Remember though, if you have the extended dialogue tree mod added, you might want to disable it, because this one has a little bit of bugs with that. And that's the only complaint I have about this mod. Moving on to Vault 28, The Absent Ghoul. The description says, over on the western side of the Commonwealth, you come across the house of one Christopher Fredrickson, one of the grumpiest beings to ever walk the wasteland. Rather than show you the door as his customary greeting, Chris has an unusual story to tell. The mod contains voiced NPCs, quests, and a new vault to explore. Personally, running across this, I love this. I wish they added more kind of mods like this to the Nexus, because I love running across a random house, getting a random quest, and then just going with it. The only little grievance I have with Vault 28 is that if you have any other ghoul mod attached, there is a key that you can pick off a ghoul inside the vault, which means if you have any mod affecting ghouls, that key might not be on the ghoul. Obviously you can go into console commands, but that breaks the immersion a bit. Now moving on to Vault 83, the Librarian. In the description it says, on the eastern side of the Commonwealth you come across a mysterious building that seems to beckon you inside. Once you enter, a librarian tasks you with finding something very precious to her. Will you turn down her request, or go on a journey across space and time? This mod contains 2 quests, a vault, and something a little bizarre. I had a little trouble finding this place, but the voices are pretty cool, some very cool funny jokes, and when it says journey across space and time, let's just say you won't be disappointed, and I highly suggest you try it out. Moving across to Ransackgreeleys and Shuddersome subways. And on the description it says a full-length quest mod with unique bosses, locations, and new weapons. Take down a deranged teleporter AI, or ram a train into a giant Mirelurk queen. I love what this mod maker put in the description. I'm going to read it to you as, welcome to a little quest mod I banged out just to show you what's possible. Ransackgreeleys and Shuddersome subways adds a pair of brand new adventurous areas that will have the player dodging traps and navigating precarious walkways to face off against some of the Commonwealth's biggest and nastiest foes. It features 2 new full-scale dungeons with traps, creepiness, and sights abound. 2 new quests, Ransackgreeleys and Shuddersome subways, for the player to complete, each give a fairly decent tier reward. 2 new massive bosses, which have their own unique attacks and ways to be defeated. New weapons for both unarmed players and players who like to let other things fight for them. Voice acting for all dialogue in the mod. As said, you get some cool rewards, you get 2 really cool bosses you can defeat, and I highly suggest you try it out. It's just a nice little quest mod that I think you'll all like. Now on to Fourville, substantial quest mod which adds a new town to the Commonwealth. Features 10 main quests, 36 side quests, a fully voiced player, over 10,000 lines of new dialogue, new sets of collectible bobbleheads with perks, and plenty to explore and discover. Approximately 8 to 10 hours of new gameplay. And on my opinion on it, I would say that's about right. If you want to do every single thing within this quest mod, approximately 8 to 10 hours sounds about right. They're crap ton of quests, some are fetch quests, but most are actually really important, and others change up things, quests you've probably never done before. And tell me how it goes in the comments below. For all all of the mods I suggest today. Moving on to one of the biggest, I would have to say, quest mods I've done, Maxwell's World. A DLC-size haunted amusement park quest mod, fully voice acted with new weapons like the heavy incinerator, fireworks cannon, monsters, multiple endings, new companions, and much more. I just want to add this little bit in the description. He says, located just a few miles from Boston, Maxwell's World was once a place of joy, the biggest amusement park in the country. Mr. Maxwell dedicated his fortunes and life to making everyone's time at Maxwell's World as happy as possible. Then the bombs fell, and all went to shit. I love that little quote, and I would say it's very haunted. You'll be laughing at some parts and probably crapping your pants the other times. But this amusement park is very unique. I've never seen a quest mod quite like it, and it's definitely very long. So I highly suggest you check it out and definitely tell me how this one goes in the comments below. Moving on to Vault 1080. New quest line, 4 new areas to explore, displays new ways of handling volumetric lighting. And it adds, NVIDIA's Vault 1080 mod leads you through a foggy, murky marsh to the ruins of an old church. Bright shafts of light guide you through the shadows to Vault 1080, which contains 3 large levels of buried secrets and hidden horrors. Uncover the story of a misguided congregation that embrace darkness and sickness in order to survive, and judge for yourself whether monsters deserve salvation. Now this adds a new quest, obviously 4 new areas, and about an extra hour of gameplay, as it says in the features. I highly suggest you test it out, just because it may not be lore friendly, but you get to see a vault and these type of lore things that people come up with in a new light. And I will admit, it's kind of scary with how the volumetric lighting comes across in the game, but very cool. Highly suggest you check it out. Moving on to RadiGhoul. Similar to that of Black Ops Zombies, RadiGhoul adds a horde-like game mode to Fallout 4 in a lore-friendly way. Beat it and get a quest. Yep, no, it says beat it and get a quest. Available for PC, Xbox One, and Fallout 4 VR. Now with these types of mods, I love how they make them lore friendly, and it makes sense. If you're that smart, you'd probably be able to get a lot of ghouls in one place and make a game of it, because what the hell, it's Fallout. It's very cool. I know it says beat it and get a quest. Now you have to survive about 50 waves of ghouls within RadiGhoul to survive, but I really like how they've done it, how you get points in the game to buy weapons off the wall, just like Call of Duty Zombies, and buy doors and etc. It's very reminiscent of it, and if you like that kind of stuff, obviously try it out and tell me how it goes. Quest. Prelude to Vault 273 adds a scavenger hunt style quest with audio logs scattered across the wasteland. Prelude to my planned large-scale mod post-CK adds a breadcrumb trail of audio logs scattered across the wasteland, 5 unique items and craftables, 10 audio logs, 5 unique buffs from the bears. Start in Sanctuary Root Cellar, the one behind that blue house. The audio logs will tell you where to go next. After playing this for myself, I love the little bears. They're very unique and I love the styles on them. The buffs are pretty cool as well, I have to admit. But not just that, you get some unique weapons in this one as well. Unique grenades. Now, one small thing about this quest mod, there is no map markers for this quest mod. So make sure you listen in to those audio logs to make sure you know where you're going. And I know that's not for everyone, but I highly suggest you try it out and tell me how it goes. It was really fun when I played through it myself. Moving on to Chaotic Sun. It starts with a nameless island, and it's adventure focused on combat and exploration. The dungeon that acclimates a person's memories. Powerful temple knights and their synth army. Stalkers seem to have gathered after hearing the rumor of treasure. You fight with the help of a 3D printed spirit called Wraith and the android. Let's get started. Don't know why I put on a weird voice for that, but this features all kinds of stuff. It features under barrel weapon, armor extensions, karma printer, vending machines, blueprints, delivery service, and the most exciting of all, destructible objects, which they should have put in Fallout anyway. This is a hugely insane mod. This took me a long time to get through. Some places are kind of like a maze, but as it says, it's mostly focused on combat, so you'll probably be shooting things as you try and find your way around. But be prepared, there is a lot of danger in this, so get all your best weapons you have and go for it. Highly recommend it. and tell me how it goes in the comments below. Moving on to the Kelly Manor Horror Quest, a spooky horror quest mod. Go inside the Kelly Manor, enter a world of terror, and hope you can escape alive. It's a creepy horror type of quest mod. I'd say an average around 30 minutes or less. I recommend not bringing anyone with you, turning off the radio, turn up the music volume and settings, and if you're really daring, keep the Pip-Boy light off. After playing through this personally, I suggest that exact same thing. Try it in the dark. There'll be things that will scare you. Trust me, there will. There is definitely a creepy bear in this one, but I highly suggest it. It's fun, and I don't see very many horror mods for Fallout 4, so I think it'll be fun. Please tell me in the comments below if you also crapped yourself while playing this. It's not just me, right? Moving on to a Cannibal in Concord, a new location in Concord that offers some disturbing lore hidden within the house itself. Now, I think I'll read this, even though I don't think anyone really needs to know this, but this mod contains graphic content and descriptive lore taken from real-life serial killers / cannibal that some users may find incredibly disturbing and or sick. Some of the lore was altered to match the lore of Fallout 4. I promise I'm completely sane. I'm not completely sane. The mod maker's saying he's completely sane. Anyway, if you love a little bit of a puzzle and you love a little bit of finding out what the hell happened, then I think you'll love this quest mod. And this one does not have quest markers. I know some people find that quite annoying, but everything you need to know and everything you need to do is inside the house. So remember to just keep searching and you'll eventually find it. Other than that, personally, I love the puzzle, I love reading the lore, and I definitely found it completely creepy. I'm not sure the mod maker is sane. And moving on to Outcasts and Remnants Quest Mod Plus, DLC sized mod. April 17th mod of the month runner-up. 20 hours of gameplay with new factions, locations, player bases, and fully voiced custom companions. Even though that was a very short description that he put in there, he's not kidding when it says 20 hours of gameplay. This thing could take you forever to complete. It's got hilarious moments, some really cool things that you probably thought should already be in Fallout, but also just a really cool new faction that I think you'll all really like. So like all the others in this mod list, I highly suggest it and tell me how it goes. Moving on to The Machine and Her, DLC sized quest featuring 4 to 5 hours of gameplay. Fully voiced companion with custom affinity, new radio station, a story that reacts to your choices, and September 2019 mod of the month. There's only one annoying thing about this. Because it is available for Xbox One, you do have to, if you have it installed, disable extended dialogue tree because it will conflict with this mod and you won't be able to continue. Actually, for me, I downright couldn't even talk to the person, so be careful and remember to disable it. Other than that, I think the story is very unique, it's very cool, find out some really cool secrets, and it's very much worth your time. I highly suggest it and tell me how it goes. Moving on to probably the funniest quest mod I've ever had, 50 Ways to Die at Dr. Nick's quest mod. From the co-creators of Fusion City Rising and Outcasts and Remnants comes a completely new adventure. 10 connected quests, unique rewards, custom player home, lore-friendly backstory, lots of explosions, and a twist. I love this quote by MXR. It will blow your fucking mind, and then it will blow your fucking Commonwealth, and then it will blow your dick off because of how amazing of a mod it is. I would have to agree. It is amazing, it's cool, it has something for everyone in it. Some puzzles, there's some really cool quests, there's explosions, you gotta kill a bunch of stuff, blooper mutants, and if anyone's going, what the hell is a blooper mutant? You'll find out, and some just really downright amazing mod work. Highly suggest this one if you just want to have a good time, and tell me how it goes in the comments below. Moving on to America Rising, A Tale of the Enclave. You've woken up after 200 years of cryogenic preservation. The world you knew, the people you love, all replaced by a twisted and desolate wasteland. You then discover that there are others like you, others working towards bringing back the world you lost. Is it all too good to be true? It's an Act 1 to 7 quest line story, 2 companions, seamless integration into the game, multiple new locations, over 1,000 lines of voiced dialogue, unique characters, Enclave radio station, Enclave Pip-Boy skin after completing the welcome party, a player room for you to decorate to your heart's content, dozens of random encounters, repeatable quests, and integrations with some other mods like Enclave Officer Uniform, XO2 Power Armor, and XO3 Power Armor, as well with the Creation Club's Hellfire Power Armor. It does say it also requires you to be a level 5 or higher. I personally done it at least at level 20, and it was still very hard, but it's amazing. Finally, after so long, you get to side with the Enclave in one of these Fallout games. This quest mod is just amazing. It downright brings back memories with some of the places that it brings you to, and it's amazing to finally feel like you're part of the Enclave and something different within the wasteland. Suit up and get ready for a tale of the Enclave. Moving on to Settler and Companion Dialogue Overhaul. Tired of hearing the same old lines from companions and settlers? Wish they had more to say, or gave quests. Now they do. As you can tell, most of the settlers and companions that you get throughout the game, like Piper, Valentine, all of them, except from Dogmeat, or at least I think. I don't think I've ever tried Dogmeat, but highly suggest if it's just to add some vanilla stuff extra to your game instead of fully modding it out, this is definitely the way to go. I didn't get to do a lot of these during my playthrough of the game, but it's very cool to see some new stuff come out for this. It's also inspired uncut content, so it should fit into the game just fine. Highly suggest it. Tell me what you think of it. Moving on to one of the creepiest quest mods that I've ever played, Children of... No, I'm gonna get this wrong. Ug-Qualtoth? I'm gonna have to look this up. Ug-Qualtoth is apparently the way to say it. Children of Ug-Qualtoth is a lore-friendly, suspenseful, Lovecraftian quest mod with a spiraling dungeon, unique enemies, custom-composed music, and new weapons. Follow the trail of the Dunwich Company and discover a disturbing past long forgotten. Now, this mod is insane. It is extremely creepy. You'll see things at the corner of your eye that you maybe believe weren't there, but trust me, they were, and adds more to the Dunwich lore that you definitely probably wanted, and the Lovecraftian section of it kind of makes me think more of Skyrim, but it definitely fits Fallout very well, and I definitely suggest you give it a try, especially if you like the creepier mods. Moving on to Welcome to Goodneighbor. Welcome to Goodneighbor expands and adds tons of new content to Goodneighbor. Over 500 lines of dialogue. This mod has taken between 2 to 3 hours to complete. This mod requires no add-ons, DLC, or other mods. This mod adds 2 story quests, 3 assassination missions, 7 new establishments, 2 player homes with workshops, new locations in the Commonwealth related to the story, new enemies, items, and more. If you want to make sure you actually get some of the quests, here are the names for them. Fast Food, A Heist to Remember, Assassination Mission. For Fast Food, you're going to have to talk to Andrew in the diner area. For A Heist to Remember, talk to Doug in Club Fire. And for the Assassination Mission, talk to Phantom in the alley behind Club Fire. After playing through these mods, it is very clear and very cool how much time this person put in, because it just adds more to a place that you thought should have more anyway. I definitely suggest, if you like Goodneighbor, to add this to it, because you will love everything that it adds. And remember to tell me how it goes. Moving on to Miami Misadventures Episode 1. Miami Misadventures is an episodic mod that provides a single platform for all standalone mod content released during the production of Fallout Miami. It features new characters, quests, items, and locations in the Commonwealth. Each episode is due to be released simultaneously on both PC and Xbox One. Now, the very first episode is out. So far there's no more out at the time of making this video, but it's very cool. I love that it adds just a little bit extra, a little bit of mystery, a new quest, a new weapon, and just a little bit of fun. Highly suggest it if you just want that little bit extra in Fallout 4. Moving on to The Train, a quest, a drivable train settlement, a unique kid companion, new armors, and new weapons, all on a moving train. Now, this adds the ability to travel places on the train, like Diamond City, the Third Rail, Nuka World, and more. After playing through this myself, I thought this was insane. I loved the way they done it, and I love the fact that you're not just on a train. At the very end, you do get to have it as your own like player home and mix it up, create whatever you want on it, and not just that, throughout trying to go through it, you're not just jumping and walking across a single train. There's a little bit more to it than that. But I highly suggest that you try it out, especially if you love close combat and trains. Moving on to Into Deathclaw Valley, a short quest mod that sends you on a rescue mission into dangerous and mysterious Deathclaw Valley. This is a short quest mod and is fully voiced. The adventure will send you into a small world space full of Deathclaw and mystery. Now this quest mod doesn't come up straight away. Obviously you're gonna have to go talk to an NPC called Bobby in the Colonial Tap House bar in Diamond City, but it's pretty cool. It adds a little bit more Deathclaw action to the game, and it's a short, sweet little quest mod. And like I said before, these little situational quest mods that you just run into, and then you just talk to someone, and it becomes your business. I love that in Fallout, and I definitely love this mod. Definitely suggest you try it out. Moving on to my last quest and adventure mod, CSEP presents Commonwealth Killer. Our next story is here. Welcome to Commonwealth Killer. There's a bounty office in the Forest Grove Marsh, and he's hiring. Features 5 new bounty quests with fun and unique characters, plus 1 radiant bounty quest, over 100 professionally voiced lines of dialogue, a unique weapon as a quest reward, lore-friendly connections to the universe events, and unique musical stinger by Radio Floyd. This mod is recommended for people over level 20 because you do get in some trouble and you definitely will die at some point if you're quite a low level. But anyway, I love this. A bounty house in the Commonwealth. We've seen stranger things. This is actually quite normal. I like how this adds a little bit something new, like becoming a bounty hunter to the game, and it's very fun to play. I definitely suggest you try it out. And that is it for all the quest and adventure mods. Thank you for all being awesome, and thank you all for watching. I'm going to now say all of the quest and adventure mods that will work on Xbox One. The code, RadiGhoul, a Cannibal in Concord, The Machine and Her, Children of Ug-Qualtoth. How do I say it again? The Children of Ug-Qualtoth, Miami Misadventures Episode 1, and Into Deathclaw Valley all work for Xbox One. Thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for all being awesome. Thank you to everyone who left a like and subscribed if you're new. Remember, I stream every single day, upload shorts every single day. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.